Hi, welcome back to another episode of Mental Override. If you click the link below, thanks for making the decision to tune in and hear what I have to say about investments. Now, today I wanted to talk about the markets, what's going on. Markets are hitting all-time highs. We're on the brink of World War III. Gold and silver, the indicators of social chaos are peaking. What should you invest in? What is the best investment that you could make that'll pay dividends for the rest of your life? It's a very simple answer. But first, I just want to talk about money a little bit and kind of your perspective on money. Now, I'm not going to tell you what to do with your money. This isn't financial planning advice. I want to talk about my experience. And the first thing I want to say about money is that money makes a man tenfold. Have you? There's a joke, like a YouTube short that I watched once. I think it might have even been in a movie, and it was a guy, and he's like, you know what? If I won the lottery, and and he was sitting there pumping gas. He's like, I'd have gold-plated gas pumps. See, money makes a man tenfold. It'll take whatever you are, and it will amplify it. It'll amplify it to the maximum. And you see, mental override is about acting intentionally to overcome fear. And are you afraid of what other people think of you? Are you using your money to impress people you don't know, to buy things you can't afford, with money you don't have, with time that you'll never get back? I was listening to a podcast recently, and one of the suggestions was that when you purchase something, do you spend your money trying to impress people? Is there intention behind your money? But what if you made purchases as if no one saw what you bought? So if you're going to buy something, imagine purchasing something and no one gets to see what it is you bought. You're not impressing anyone. The suggestion was that your purchases may become more utilitarian. They may become more focused to what's going to bring your life joy. So the best investment you can make in this market, in this uncertainty, is in yourself. This may sound cheesy, but investing in yourself will pay dividends for the rest of your life. You know, the first time I kind of learned this example, I was teaching at a high-performance driving school, and the driving instructor there, my mentor, had said, you know, take all the modifications off your car. You know, remove the coilovers, remove the turbo, remove all those things, because if you're not consistent, none of these add-ons, none of these enhancements are going to do anything. We want to see you do laps, you know, within 0.8 of a second consistently over and over. And only then you can do the upgrades. But the only way to get consistent was to invest in the nut behind the wheel, yourself. So investing in yourself, what does that look like? Well, I think number one, you have to invest in your health. Have you made decisions with your money that when there's a health opportunity that you say yes? Or do you sit and debate? Do you have rules for your money? Do you have a rule that says, when I have a choice to do something better for my health, do I take it? Because your time and your health are two things you'll never get back when they're gone. Now, you may be able to heal, but a lot of times when we get sick, we don't recover. And a lot of the things that lead to disease are sometimes what takes us out. So investing in your health, that can be a huge one. Investing in your strength, investing in your physical strength. So we've got health, the things we put in our body, and we have our outputs. Are you spending money on your equipment? You know, for me, I'm riding the best bike that I could afford. I wanted to put my money into the things that I use on a regular basis. So in our physical environment, the things that we use, what do you touch every day? What do you taste every day? What do you handle every day? You're in your bed for, we'll say, a quarter of the day. You're on the toilet for a bit of the day. You're eating with utensils. You're showering, you know, in an environment. Maybe you have a hot tub. Maybe you have trainers and equipment at home. Are you investing in yourself and in your health with equipment? You see, the environment that we create for ourselves will also determine what we use the most, what we see in front of us, what we handle, what we can do. That's another way to invest in yourself. Are you investing in your mornings? See, our brains go into different states, alpha state, beta state, and one of the best states we can be in is in the morning to program our minds. Are you investing in your mind? Are you telling yourself affirmations? Are you telling yourself what you want to program your subconscious mind? See, our minds, our thoughts run on our subconscious program. I like to call it Atom Radio. Atom Radio is playing all day long, and it's going to tune in to whatever I put in it. So when you wake up in the morning and you tell yourself you can, you can't, you will, you won't, you're right. It's whatever's going to show up on the radio is a reflection of whatever you're consuming and putting in there. Are you investing in your future? Are you making decisions today that your future self will thank you for? You see, you can't reap a harvest if you don't plant any seeds. And consistency is one of those things that over time will build mental override. When you're consistent in all areas of your life, in multiple areas of your life, that builds your ability to overcome fear. It builds strengths, it builds character. Now, we've all heard people who win the lottery and lose their money right away. They go broke. And I think one of the reasons for that is because they don't have a character that can hold space for becoming rich, for being rich. Anyone can get rich. They can inherit money. They can come upon chance, make a good investment and get a lot of dollars, but they won't know what to do with it. They won't know how to live. And again, that money's just going to amplify who they are tenfold. And if it's being amplified in a negative manner, it dissipates quite quickly. Are you setting yourself up for consistency? I know that for me, taking the time to actually make investments monthly, continually, over time, has given me freedom of time. I invested in the future so that I could take control of my time and choose what I wanted to do with my time. Having that freedom to think, to choose, to help other people, to coach other people, it has given me a life of purpose. And having a life of purpose is very different than living a life that's chasing a bag or chasing a dollar. So I want to give you a couple examples, something to consider. Sometimes we struggle with finance. We are broke. I know that the economy is suffering. People are suffering. Inflation is rampant. It's through the roof. It's very difficult. But here's something to consider. If you're not investing in yourself, if you're not maybe making some financial investments, a long-term plan, what type of person are you becoming? You see, I see people who are in debt and they struggle and they constantly complain about how they're never going to get out of debt. Yet they've always got money for another beer on Friday. They've always got money for their cigarettes. They've always got money for self-medicating to ignore the problem rather than facing it head on. You see, you become a different type of person when you choose action, and that consistent action to pay down the debt, to make a future investment in a life that you want to have. A lot of the times when we're self-medicating, we're ignoring the life that we want to have. We're not choosing an intentional life. We're not acting in spite of fear. We're medicating ourselves when that fear comes. So making that investment in yourself to have a morning routine, to choose the food you're going to eat, to choose the people you're going to be around. Today I was thinking about investing in other people, and a lot of people are afraid to do that. They're afraid to pour themselves into other people, and they always just want to get something in return. And I just thought, what if you pour into other people, not just because it will benefit them or you may get something in return, but who will you become? What type of person will you become when you pour into others, when you invest into their lives? You never know what the returns are. And the returns for yourself is that you're going to become someone that you want to be, because you get to love on other people and you get to decide, I want to be that kind of person. So the best investment you can make, it'll pay dividends forever, is yourself. You're never going to regret spending time understanding who you're going to be, healing emotional traumas, doing some self-discovery, facing your fears, and overcoming them and living the life you want to live. So many people at the end of their life regret not doing the thing that they were afraid of, not taking the chance. They don't regret that they didn't make more money. They don't regret that they didn't have the status that they want to have. They regret the things that they didn't do. They regret the things that they didn't try, that they missed out on when the opportunity came and went. So today, in the midst of market turmoil, in the midst of gold at all-time highs, civil unrest, and all the things people are worried about, one investment you can make is in yourself. It's in your daily routine, in the things that you can control. And you can control what goes in your mouth. You can control what you look at. You can control what goes in your mind, what you read, how you speak. And if you sit down and choose those things and get intentional about those things, you're going to become someone that holds space for opportunity. And even when you make consistent financial investments, you become more aware of opportunities as they come by. See, a lot of people who are just focused on the weekend, Friday's their holy day, they just can't wait for the weekend. It's the most important thing. They lack the ability, the character, the type of space to hold for opportunity when it comes. They won't recognize it. So if you want to recognize opportunities to propel yourself towards the future that you want to have true wealth, an abundance of whatever you intend to have, true success, someone who's moving in a direction that they want to move and taking steps to get there, that's success and wealth. So for today, thanks for tuning in to Mental Override. I hope this helps you guys out. It's been a beautiful October here. We're mid-October. The leaves are turning. It's getting colder. We're getting on warmer weather, and we'll have to get up the fat bike soon. We'll talk about some winter biking coming up and maybe do some reviews on our summer bikes and maybe winter bike. But thanks for tuning in. I hope you guys all have an awesome day.